morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is English Bulletin with me, Utsabha Trai. The top stories first. 1 million doses of Covishield to arrive in Nepal today. Government preparing to vaccinate everyone above the age of 60. Prime Minister claims that the House will not be restored under conditions, says he will go to the streets if Supreme Court decides otherwise. NOC enforces work plan to control cross-border petroleum smuggling, deports barred from storing above capacity. 2 people die and at least 20 others injured in Myanmar's protest. Civil disobedience continues all across the country. And Japanese Naomi Osaka wins the Australian Open 2021. Djokovic and Medvedev to fight for men's title today. And now the news in detail. 1 million more doses of coronavirus vaccine is set to arrive in Nepal today. The Ministry of Health and Population has informed that the government is bringing 1 million doses of Covishield vaccine manufactured by the Serum Institute of India. According to the ministry, an agreement has been reached to purchase 2 million doses of the vaccine, with the first million being sent today via an Indian Airlines flight at 1:30 in the afternoon. The vaccine will be stored at a Teku-based hospital in cold storage. The government is also preparing to vaccinate everyone above the age of 60 from March 7th. The ministry has informed that the vaccines will be distributed to the vaccination centres across the country from the district health offices through the State Health Supply Management Centre. The rest of the vaccines will be received soon, the ministry said. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli claimed that the law house will be reinstated under any condition. While there is widespread protest against the decision to dissolve the House of Representatives, Prime Minister Oli has warned to go into agitation if the Supreme Court does not decide for his action. Prime Minister Oli gave such a warning while addressing a public meeting held in Biratnagar, the capital of State 1. In his address, Prime Minister Oli claimed that restoration is being set up by unnamed forces. Prime Minister Oli said that the upcoming election was a people's demand and urged the cadres to be ready for the agitation if a decision is taken against it. The debate in the Constitutional Court on 13 read petitions filed in the Supreme Court against the decision of dissolution ended on Friday. Chief Justice Cholendra Samsher Jabara has urged everyone involved in the discussion to give a debate note by February 22nd. While speaking at the Biratnagar General Assembly, Oli's party leader Subhas Nembang has indicated that a verdict could be reached by the end of the month. Meanwhile, leader and former Prime Minister of agitating faction of NCP Chalanat Kanal said Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has been lately organizing a village council assembly all across the country. Leader Kanal's statement was directed towards the mass assembly held at Biratnagar by KP Oli-led NCP faction. Leader Kanal arrived in the country after his treatment in India yesterday. Talking to the reporters at Trivandrum International Airport, Leader Kanal affirmed Prime Minister's decision to dissolve the law house as regressive and autocratic. Leader Kanal has also asserted he did not meet any foreign leader during his stay in India. Leader Kanal said he believes that internal problems of the country should be solved internally, and hence it was not required for him to go and meet the leaders of other countries. Leader Kanal also stated that Nepalese citizens are aware about the intensity of the current situation and will extend support to their faction's protest. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. More than 98% of COVID-infected persons have recovered in Nepal. The government yesterday confirmed 88 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 273,351, while the number of active cases has dropped to 1,535. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 269,755 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. The death toll from coronavirus remains stable at 2,061, with no new casualties reported yesterday. Nepal is currently among the top 47 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The US tops the list with over 28.7 million confirmed cases, followed by India with 10.99 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 111.63 million people across the world and claimed 2.47 million lives. And now the news from economic front. The Nepal Oil Corporation has enforced a work plan to check misappropriation of petroleum products through cross-border smuggling of imported fuels. According to NOC officials, the corporation brought into effect the work plan from Thursday, asking its provincial offices for immediate implementation. The work plan talks about NOC officials taking necessary measures to check the illegal trading of the petroleum products. NOC spokesperson Binod Mani Upadhyaya said that petroleum depots will now have to declare in advance a tentative monthly selling quantity to the NOC office. According to him, the depots are also barred from stocking petroleum more than their storage capacity. Due to the existing price difference in Nepal and India, the cross-border illegal trading of petroleum products is found to be rampant, according to NOC. As an instance, the District Police Office Persa last week arrested 3 individuals allegedly involved in illegally transporting 1,060 litres of diesel to India. Time and again, the state-owned oil monopoly has also been blaming the high petroleum prices in Nepal for the soaring prices of fuel in India. The NOC's records show that diesel cost Rs 93.50 per litre in Nepal, while it cost 133 per litre in the Indian market. Similarly, petrol is also expensive by Rs 33.89 per litre in India compared to the price in Nepal. We'll be taking a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international and sports news. Welcome back, and now the international news. At least 2 people have been killed in protest in Myanmar against a military coup, the worst violence yet in more than 2 weeks of demonstrations. Police used live ammunition to disperse demonstrators in Mandalay, with at least 20 people injured. Hundreds had gathered for the rally at a shipyard in Myanmar's second largest city. Protesters took to the streets in the cities and towns across Myanmar, with members of ethnic minorities, poets, rappers and transport workers among those demanding an end to military rule and the release from detention of elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi and others. On Saturday, demonstrators fired catapults at police as they played cat and mouse through riverside streets of Mandalay. Police responded with tear gas and gunfire, and witnesses said they found the cartridge of both live rounds and rubber bullets on the grounds. Reuters reported. Myanmar's Assistance Association for Political Prisoners said 546 people had been detained, with 46 released as of Friday. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Japan's Naomi Osaka cemented her place as the outstanding star of the women's game by beating American Jennifer Brady in the Australian Open final to win her fourth Grand Slam title. Osaka, 23, is unbeaten in major finals after a 6-4, 6-3 straight sets win in Melbourne. Osaka edged the first set when Brady, in her first Grand Slam final, made many unforced errors which eventually cost her the championship. Osaka has now won 2 Australian Open titles after also triumphing at Melbourne Park in 2019, with the other Grand Slam success coming at the US Open in 2018 and 2020. She's not suffered a defeat since February 2020 after extending her winning run to 21 matches. Today, Novak Djokovic goes for a record-extending 9th Australian Open title as Russia's Daniil Medvedev attempts to end the Serbs' dominance and win his first Grand Slam. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. 1 million doses of Covishield to arrive in Nepal today. Government preparing to vaccinate everyone above the age of 60. Prime Minister claims that the House will not be restored under conditions, says he will go to the streets if Supreme Court decides otherwise. NOC enforces work plan to control cross-border petroleum smuggling, depots barred from storing above capacities. 2 people die and 20 others were left injured in Myanmar's protest. Civil disobedience continues all across the country. And Japanese Naomi Osaka win the Australian Open 2021. Djokovic and Medvedev to fight for men's title today. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.